Family, listen closely, because heaven has released a word that is about to shift everything in your life. God said, the next 24 hours will not look like the last 24 hours. You've been carrying burdens, walking through valleys, and holding on to promises that felt delayed. But when God speaks, delay is broken. When God speaks, seasons change. When God speaks, everything in creation bows to His word. Right now, you are standing at the edge of a divine turnaround, and within the next 24 hours, something will break open in your life. Some of you have been asking, when will my answer come? When will this heavy door finally open? And God is saying, get ready, because I am about to interrupt your routine. You thought tomorrow would be just another ordinary day, but the heavens are preparing an appointment you didn't schedule. God does not need permission from man to bless you, and He does not need the approval of anyone around you to lift you up. The moment He speaks, the impossible becomes possible. The next 24 hours will carry the weight of divine interruption. There are doors you knocked on that never opened. There are opportunities that slipped through your hands. There are seasons where you heard no after no, but hear this, what man denied, God will approve. What was once locked, God Himself is about to unlock. A door you thought would never open is about to swing wide in front of you. It won't be by your strength, it won't be by your effort. It will be by the Spirit of the living God. There are battles you've been fighting in silence, nights where you couldn't sleep, days where your heart was heavy, and seasons where your faith felt stretched thin. But God said enough. The chains of anxiety, fear, debt, sickness, and brokenness cannot hold you another day. In the next 24 hours, those battles will begin to break. Every invisible hand that tried to hold you down will lose its grip, because the Lord is stepping into the fight on your behalf. And when He fights for you, the victory is already secured. Get ready, because acceleration is about to hit your life. What you thought would take years, God is compressing into hours. That healing you thought would take a process, that breakthrough you thought would take a lifetime, God can make it happen in a moment. He can take what was lost and restore it suddenly. He can take what was delayed and deliver it quickly. In one day, Joseph went from the prison to the palace. In one night, the Israelites walked out of Egypt with freedom. And in the next 24 hours, your story can shift just as suddenly. Family, don't measure God's power by your circumstances. Don't look at the size of the mountain. Look at the size of your God. What looks impossible in your eyes is nothing in His. Heaven is declaring a 24-hour miracle window over your life. And if you will believe, you will see it manifest. Faith is the key that unlocks the word. If you can believe, you can receive. Family, there comes a moment in your life when you realize that the doors you thought were locked against you were not locked at all. They were simply waiting for the right time, the right season, and the right hand of God to push them open. You have been knocking, you have been praying, you have been waiting, and at times you wondered if God even heard you. But hear me tonight. The silence of heaven was never the denial of heaven. God has been preparing you for what He already prepared for you. And when He said in His word that He holds the keys of David, it means He alone opens doors that no man can shut and shuts doors that no man can open. The next 24 hours carry a prophetic shift, and one of the clearest signs is that doors you thought were permanently sealed are about to open right in front of your eyes. Some of you have stood in front of closed doors so long that you started to believe you weren't worthy of walking through them. You knocked and nothing moved. You applied and nothing came back. You dreamed and nothing happened. And slowly the enemy tried to convince you that maybe those doors weren't meant for you. But let me remind you, rejection is not always rejection. It is redirection. Sometimes God had to keep the door closed for a season so you wouldn't walk into it unprepared. He wasn't punishing you, he was protecting you. But now the timing of heaven is different. Now the season has shifted. And now the God who shut the door to protect you is the same God who is about to open it to promote you. Think about how many times in Scripture God used closed doors to set up something greater. Joseph was thrown into a prison with no key, but the same God who allowed the prison doors to close was the one who moved Pharaoh's heart to summon him into the palace. Daniel was thrown into a den where the stone door was sealed, but the same God who permitted that door to close was the one who opened it in the morning with the lions' mouths shut. Paul and Silas were chained behind prison doors, but in the midnight hour the earth shook, and those doors flung open without a single guard unlocking them. The message is simple. When God says it's time, no door can remain shut. You might have been trying to push doors open in your own strength, but when God's hand touches it, the hinges cannot resist. When heaven decrees that it is time for your blessing, the paperwork that was lost will suddenly reappear. The person who ignored your call will suddenly remember your name. The opportunity that looked dead will suddenly come alive. What was locked against you yesterday can be opened for you tomorrow. It doesn't take months. It doesn't take years. It can happen in 24 hours. That's the God we serve, a God of suddenlies, a God who specializes in doing what man says cannot be done. Now hear this. When God opens the door, it will not be a weak opening. It will not be a half blessing. It will not be something that leaves you uncertain. No, it will be clear. It will be undeniable. It will be something you could never have forced open on your own. That's how you will know it was God. And when He does it, no one will be able to shut it again. Your enemies may try, your critics may talk, but they will only watch as you walk through what heaven has already unlocked for you. This is why faith is critical in this moment. Because if you keep staring at the closed door, you will miss the hand of God that is about to turn the key. Don't let discouragement blind you from the miracle that is already on its way. Some of you are only one day away from a break, through you've been praying about for years. One phone call can change everything. One connection can shift your future. One act of favor can rewrite your entire story. And it doesn't come from man. It comes from the one who is still in control of every door on earth. So I declare to you, prepare your heart, because the next 24 hours are not ordinary hours. They are destiny hours. They are breakthrough hours. You are going to see the doors that mocked you, the doors that resisted you, the doors that stayed shut for so long. They are going to open. And when they do, walk through boldly, because you are walking into a season that God Himself ordained for you. Don't question it. Don't doubt it. Don't hesitate. Step into it. The door is opening, the way is clearing, the season is shifting, and by this time tomorrow, you will testify that only God could have done it. Family, many of you are walking through battles that nobody else can see. You carry yourself with a smile on your face, but deep down your soul has been at war. People look at you and think you are strong, but they don't know about the nights you cry yourself to sleep. They don't know about the silent tears, the invisible chains, the weight that no one else seems to understand. These are the hidden battles, fears you never speak of, worries that keep you awake, struggles you don't have the words to explain. But God said, in the next 24 hours, those battles will suddenly break. What the enemy thought would crush you is about to release you. What you thought you had to carry forever is about to shatter in front of your very eyes. You see, there are battles that are loud, and everyone can see them. When your finances collapse, when your health fails, when your relationships break apart, people notice. But the most dangerous battles are the ones fought in silence. The ones where your mind is tormented with thoughts nobody else hears. The ones where your heart is bleeding, but no one sees the wound. The ones where you are praying on the inside while pretending on the outside. And yet, those are the battles God is most concerned with, because he knows that if the inside breaks free, the outside will follow. The hidden battles are about to be exposed to the light of God's power. Every secret fear that has chained you will be shattered. Every silent anxiety that has stolen your peace will be destroyed. Every private tear that fell unnoticed has been recorded in heaven, and the Lord is saying, enough, no more, the battle ends now. It doesn't take months for him to break a chain, it only takes a moment. It doesn't take years for him to silence an enemy, it only takes a word. In the next 24 hours, the God who sees in secret will reward you openly with breakthrough. Think of how many times in Scripture God broke hidden battles in an instant. Hannah wept silently for years over her barrenness, mocked and misunderstood. But in one moment of divine intervention, her womb opened and her sorrow was turned into joy. Elijah, under the weight of depression, sat under a tree begging to die. But in a single encounter, the whisper of God restored his strength and renewed his mission. The woman with the issue of blood fought silently for 12 years, unseen and rejected, but one touch of Jesus in a crowd set her free instantly. These were battles hidden from others but visible to God. And in every case, when the time was right, the struggle broke suddenly. Family, don't think for a second that God has ignored your struggle just because others don't see it. Don't think he has forgotten your pain just because you've kept it hidden. The next 24 hours are pregnant with the power of God to snap the chains that you've carried for too long. He is about to shift the atmosphere around you. He is about to silence the lies of the enemy that keep replaying in your mind. He is about to replace heaviness with joy, fear with boldness, and despair with hope. You've been fighting battles in your strength, but God is stepping in to fight for you. The enemy wanted you to believe you were losing, but you were never alone. The angels of the Lord have been surrounding you, the Spirit of God has been sustaining you, and now the victory you could not win on your own is about to manifest. The moment God says, break, every invisible chain must fall. Depression must release. Anxiety must lift, addictions must shatter, curses must dissolve. Nothing can resist the command of the one who spoke the universe into being. And when those hidden battles break, the people around you will be astonished. They won't understand how you went from broken to restored, from weary to renewed, from bound to free so quickly, but you will know it was the hand of God. You will know it was his timing. You will know that it wasn't therapy, medicine, or advice that fixed it. It was heaven that stepped into your battle and declared victory. So lift up your faith tonight. Lift up your expectation. You may not see it yet, but something is moving in the spiritual realm. Chains are cracking. Walls are crumbling. Darkness is trembling. The hidden battles that weighed you down are being broken in this very moment, and within the next 24 hours, you will step into a freedom you've never experienced before. You will breathe lighter, you will walk stronger, and you will testify boldly that God fought for you when no one else even knew you were fighting. Family, this is not the end of you. This is the breaking of everything that tried to end you. This is the release of everything that tried to hold you back. This is the moment heaven declares that the battle is over and the victory is yours. And by this time tomorrow, you will say with confidence, the hidden battles have broken and God has set me free. Family, there are moments in life when it feels like everything is moving too slow, when every dream is delayed, when every prayer seems unanswered, and every promise feels like it's taking forever. You wait, and it feels like the more you pray, the further away the answer gets. But hear me right now. God is about to shift your timeline. Heaven does not move according to the calendar of man. God does not operate by the clock on your wall. When he decides to move, he bends time, he compresses years into hours, and he causes acceleration to overtake your life. What should have taken decades can happen in a day. What should have taken months can happen in a moment. The next 24 hours carry the power of divine acceleration, and you are about to witness God do more for you in a short space of time than you could ever do with a lifetime of effort. You've been walking in seasons of delay, but delay is not denial. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen suddenly. There are stories all throughout Scripture where God accelerated destiny in a way that stunned everyone. Joseph was in prison one morning, and by evening he was sitting in the palace as second in command. That kind of leap is not natural. It is supernatural. Ruth was gathering scraps in the field one day, and by the next, she was standing in the house of Boaz with a future far beyond her imagination. The Israelites were slaves in Egypt for 400 years, but in one night they walked out free, carrying wealth they didn't earn and blessings they didn't work for. That is divine acceleration. That is what happens when God steps into your story. There are blessings that should take years to build, but God is about to put them in your hands in a fraction of the time. There are positions you didn't qualify for, but God is about to seat you there. There are opportunities you thought were too far out of reach, but God is about to place them right in front of you. When he breathes on your life, every limitation breaks, every barrier collapses, every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. People will look at you and wonder, how did it happen so fast? How did it turn around so quickly? And you will answer, it wasn't me, it was God. Divine acceleration is not just about speed, it is about alignment. When heaven aligns with your life, things fall into place without struggle. Suddenly, the right people find you. Suddenly, the right doors open for you. Suddenly, the right resources flow to you. Suddenly, you are in the right place at the right time for the right miracle. That is not coincidence. It is God's orchestration. What you thought would take blood, sweat, and tears to accomplish, he will do with one word, one moment, one act of favor. Family, the enemy wants you to believe that you've wasted too much time, that you've missed too many opportunities, that you're too far behind to ever catch up. But let me remind you, God is the Redeemer of time. He can restore the years that were stolen. He can return the opportunities that were lost. He can bring you to the finish line faster than those who started long before you. The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. It belongs to the one whom God chooses to accelerate. And God has chosen you for acceleration in this season. Think about this. A seed spends years hidden underground, unseen, unnoticed, and then in one season, it shoots up, breaks through the surface, and grows faster than anyone expected. That's what is about to happen to you. People who overlooked you, dismissed you, and forgot about you will suddenly have to watch as God raises you up with speed that cannot be explained. The same God who lifted David from the pasture to the palace in one divine moment is the same God who is about to accelerate your destiny. And here's the beauty of acceleration. It is not just about you. When God accelerates you, he does it to show the world his glory. He does it so others will see what only he could have done. He does it so your testimony becomes a sign that if he did it for you, he can do it for them. Your breakthrough will become someone else's faith. Your promotion will become someone else's hope. Your sudden miracle will become someone else's reminder that God is still moving, still faithful, still powerful. So I declare over your life tonight, the season of waiting is ending, the season of acceleration is beginning. You are not going to crawl into your destiny. You are going to run. You are not going to inch into your blessing. You are going to leap. You are not going to arrive late. You are going to arrive right on time, because heaven's timing is always perfect. In the next 24 hours, expect things to move quicker than you imagined. Expect opportunities to chase you down. Expect blessings to locate you. Expect breakthroughs to manifest suddenly. And when it happens, don't be surprised. Just remember that your God is a God of acceleration. He makes the last first. He lifts the forgotten. He raises the overlooked. And he accelerates those who choose to trust him. By this time tomorrow, some of you will not even recognize your own situation. What was delayed will be delivered. What was blocked will be released. What was held back will be accelerated. And you will stand as living proof that God can do in one day what man could not do in a lifetime.